Welcome to Sideline Judgement. My name is Sergio.
My name is Tyler.
And today, Tyler, is an enormous episode. This is Mock Draft 1.0 for the 2020 NFL Draft. Look at it. Tyler, between you and I, our teams own like a third of the picks.
Stop. This has already gone downhill so fast.
So sorry. Kind of like our expectations.
You never want. Like, obviously, if you're in the situation that our teams are in, the Jags and the Fins,
yeah, you want the picks.
You want to have more picks, but as a fan of sports, you never want your team to have more picks.
If you are more
That's
excited,
a bad thing.
If you are more excited and like reasonably more excited for the draft than you are, and I'm not talking about the excitement of like, I miss football, oh my gosh, this is a breath of fresh air. I mean, like, no. It was like week 7 and I was like, cool, when's the draft?
This is the more interesting part.
Exactly. If that's your mentality, your organization is in a bad spot. And
Well, I'm new to that mentality because the Jags decided in the offseason that we were going to rebuild.
No. You're not new to the mentality. You've always been in the mentality. You just got a little bit of taste of what success looked like, and then you were brought back down to your right. You're like the kid who you're like me, Tyler. Okay? I'm the kid who overshot his income level and was like, cool, I'm at this super incredibly fancy private school that I have no idea how I can fit in, and then I was brought back down to reality. That's what you are, Tyler. Welcome back to the rest of us. Yeah. Before we get into Mock Draft 1.0, which is the majority of this episode, we are going to go into quick hits. Tyler, Colorado has a new head football coach, and his name is Carl Durrell?
Durrell? I've got one thing to say about this.
What do you have to say?
Who?
Insert Snoop Dogg meme here.
No, but legitimately, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I like to pride myself on my knowledge of college football. Is like the one sport that I know a lot about. I will hang my head. I'll go to war with most people on it.
Yes, and I hold my
legitimately had no clue who this man was.
So I had heard the name before because he comes from the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, you poor thing.
Tyler, I can't tell you what he did. I'm not sure if he was an analyst. I'm not sure if he was an assistant positions coach. I have no idea, dude. Zero idea what this man did in your
Apparently, from what I've heard, the one thing I've learned about him since is that he was the UCLA head coach, and he had a 10-2 season with UCLA, which my initial thought was you're allowed to do that at UCLA.
That's a concept.
News to me. But, I mean, Colorado. You know what I will say, Colorado?
What?
Thank you, Colorado, for ending the coaching carousel. Like,
yes.
This was a definitive, like, all right, we're done.
Yeah,
like,
no one...
Any other from this point out is got to be some weird off-season, like, off-field drama firing.
Tyler, Colorado is the roommate of the person who throws parties and on a Friday, but they're really trying to get some sleep. They're like, all right, it's 4 a.m. Everyone out of this house right now. That's what Colorado did. They shut it down.
Come out banging the trash can, like, get out of my house.
Y'all ain't getting no sleep because I ain't getting no sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't getting no sleep because of me. That's what they did. No, but seriously, I do want to point out, we do not know as much about this hire, and we apologize, Sideline Judgment listeners, for not being able to provide the high-quality content that we usually do. We have reserved that section, that quota for this episode for the mock draft. But I do want to shout out to Colorado going back-to-back minority head coaches. Back-to-back African-American head coaches. Well done
pretty cool.
To them. Pretty cool. It's, in the words of one Jim McElwain, it's pretty neat.
Pretty darn neat.
Other than that, I have no idea if this will be successful. I have no idea if this will be a train wreck. But you know what? We are along for the ride, and I'm excited to learn who Carl Durrell is as the season comes along. In more relevant news, I would say, to us, Scott Cochran goes from the longtime Alabama strength and conditioning coordinator or coach. Official title? Coordinator? Coach?
Strength and conditioning coach.
There you go.
It's the same thing. He's the guy.
Exactly. To becoming Georgia's special teams coordinator. Like, that's just a big step up, a big rise. And this is the man who people have said is the backbone of the Saban machine, of the Saban pipeline that is Alabama football over the past few years. Tyler, let's do this 2 ways. Number one, how big of a loss is this for Bama? And number two, does this impact Georgia? Is this just like the cherry on top of a bunch of offseason additions for Georgia, including going to the air raid and all that stuff? Let's go with Bama. How does this affect Bama?
Um, I would say like I don't think this will actually affect Alabama that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Scott Cochran is like an important part of Alabama.
Right.
And he's like the longest tenured. He was the longest tenured Saban assistant that was still there. He'd been there since the inception of Saban's Alabama dynasty. But I honestly don't think this matters as much as people think because the foundation's been set. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not necessarily like building a tone or anything like that because the tone is there. I think they're hiring someone new out of Indiana. I can't confirm that, but
so not Coach Savage.
Not Nick Savage.
Thank
not
God.
Where it's looking. I like sign the extension, Nick
Yes.
Savage.
Yes. Drop Mullen. Drop a bag.
Yeah. Instead of if you have any leftover room in the athletic budget, instead of extending Coach Mullen, extend Nick Savage. But no, I think they'll be just fine because like it's the Alabama strength and conditioning job.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're gonna get every resume.
Yeah. You have your pick.
There will be no short of good candidates. Nick Saban has kind of built something, and I don't want to like. He's a big part of the reason that they're so good, and I've heard that he's integral in keeping players from transferring, and because in Alabama there's a big fight for playing time, obviously. But I'll say that Alabama's been really injury around years.
Yeah,
and a lot of that is randomness. Like Tua's injury is complete randomness.
Yeah,
like that's not conditioning or anything like that, but. Alabama has been relatively thin and injured the last couple of years, so I don't think this is a minus. I'm not sure. It's not like a plus for him leaving. It's definitely not a plus.
Right.
But
we can say they stay neutral.
Conditioning coach, I think it could be I don't think it's a minus either.
So let's say they stay neutral if they replace him properly. Good. All right, now Georgia, they've given a guy who's spent the better part of a decade focused on strength and conditioning and player health and nutrition, going to coordinating special teams, which, I mean, I don't know if this is a declaration on does the special teams coordinator really have to do anything, but like this on top of going into an air raid, what is the difference we're expecting to see with Georgia, and is this a response to Mullen bringing in Savage and highlighting him as an important part of the program where unlike other strength and conditioning coaches are around the country?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think this has nothing to do with Florida. I think this is so it's not even like he's pulling Scott Cochran to not even be the strength and conditioning coach, to be the special teams coordinator, which to me just sounds like an extra recruiter. Like it is very important, but to get a strength and conditioning coach, I feel like you're paying less attention to actually having good special teams and more of just having a good assistant coach that could be a recruiter. But the thing is, I really think that this is just a perception thing.
Right.
If he could take somebody that is widely recognized as being important to Alabama away from Alabama, then might
as well go for it.
Yeah, because here's the thing:
can't beat them, join them, or in this case,
it sucks to be like this. I don't think that this move actually does really anything for Georgia, like that they couldn't do already, other than just make it perception-wise seem like they're playing Alabama. Because and it sucks to say this as Florida fans,
right?
But the hurdle that Georgia has to get over isn't Florida. They don't.
That's true.
Florida.
It's true.
The last 3 years, Georgia has dominated Florida, and Florida is the one that needs to get over Georgia.
Correct.
But Georgia right now, while it's certainly not a gimme game, like it's their biggest game of the season, the Florida game, it's still like they've been winning that. The problem is that they can't beat Alabama
or whoever comes out of the West.
Yeah, and they can't win the SEC championship unless it's Gus Malzahn's Auburn team. But and it's a matter of like
you didn't have to do Gus Malzahn like that.
He's got 3 wins against Nick Saban. He's fine.
I know.
He's absolutely fine. But it's a matter of like this is really just a perception play to get at Alabama because in the national eyes they're still on a different tier than like Florida. I just don't think this really has anything to do with Kirby Smart's opinion towards Florida. It has everything to do with his opinion towards Alabama.
Oh, 100%. I just wanted to use that as an avenue to say, Nick Savage, we really appreciate you at Florida.
Yeah,
he has made changes. All right, Tyler, let's wrap those quick hits up. Those are done. We're going to go into the mock draft. We're just jumping straight into it. Go in the deep end.
Let's do it.
We are going to alternate between odd and even picks. Now, we were going to flip a coin live on the air, as we tend to do with these situations. But I hit Tyler.
The fun way.
Okay, but listen, I hit Tyler up with a text 2 days ago, and I said, yo, my guy, listen. Can I be the evens? And he was like, why? And I said, because the Dolphins have the 18th and the 26th pick, and I want to see how I would react. I don't want listen, I think it's very well known. I'm all in on Tua. And I'm going to take Tua at 5 if I had the odds. Like, I was taking Tua. And I wanted to see a world, which I hope it doesn't happen, where Tua doesn't go to the Dolphins. Or maybe,
I'm about to say, wild of you to assume that I'm not here for the chaos.
I was going to say, maybe, exactly. So I'm trying to prepare myself. I told Tyler, it's like therapy before I have to actually go to therapy. I'm preparing myself, all right? This is self-care. This is self-love. It's like a vaccine, all right? I'm trying to expose myself to a little of it so that when the actual thing happens, I'm good. All right? Maybe
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Maybe I'll be 5 beers deep instead of 7. Who knows? All right. Tyler, with that being said, Tyler, you are officially on the clock in the Sideline Judgement mock draft 1.0 for the 2020 NFL Draft. You are odd numbers. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. Who are you picking?
All right, so the Cincinnati
You've
Bengals
already taken too long. You've already taken too long. The pick should already be in.
Hey. This is my pick.
Do your thing.
You tell me I can't flip a coin to make a pick for me. All right, calm it down.
All right, I'm calm.
All right. With the first pick in the Sideline Judgement mock draft 1.0, Cincinnati Bengals select the best quarterback in the draft, Cole McDonald. I'm sorry, no, I read this wrong. It's Joe Burrow.
It's Joe Burrow. Understandable. Quarterback out of LSU. All right. With the number,
I really wished it was Cole. Fastest quarterback in the draft. Just want that on the record.
That is not an opinion. That is a fact.
That's actual fact.
It's an actual fact. With the number 2 overall pick. Oh, hold on. I have our mock draft simulator that I'm doing as we go, so I can keep track as well here. All right, cool. On the clock are the Washington football team. Listen. There are rumors that they are considering taking Tua Tagovailoa. There are rumors that Ron Rivera really wants to bring him in to compete with Dwayne Haskins. I just don't think that a defensive-minded coach who is in his first year with an owner that is notorious to stick his hand in the cookie jar, who the rumor is, and at this point it's not even a rumor, it's like this is what happened, or essentially ordered from the top to pick Dwayne Haskins. That's his guy. I don't think he's going to try to ruffle those feathers before he even plays a football game. They're taking, in my opinion, the best overall player in this draft. That's Chase Young out of Ohio State. It's happening.
You know my honest opinion about the two thing.
Your honest opinion on Tua to Washington.
With the Washington.
Your honest opinion of Tua to Washington.
People start fielding in trade offers for the number 2 spot.
Can you say that one more time? You were breaking in and out. Sorry, bud.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I honestly believe that they are just starting that rumor so that people will field them trade offers at 2. Because everyone was under the assumption that, okay, the draft starts at 3 because Washington's going to take Chase Young. Yeah. But now people might think, oh, we have to get the number 2 spot to get the second best quarterback.
It's just draft capital.
I honest to God do not. Because, as great as Chase Young is, they already have a good D-line. If they could work that into, 2 more first-round picks, I feel like I'd be for that.
Yeah,
in long term.
It's a smart decision. Yeah. All right, number 3.
It's never a bad decision to draft Chase Young.
Ever. Ever.
Number 3 with the Detroit Lions. Big need, obviously. The most commonly drafted thing is a corner in Jeffrey Okudah.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeffrey Okudah out of Ohio State. Best corner in the draft.
When I did a Draft Network mock draft a couple days ago, the first mock draft that I've done this draft season, Okudah dropped all the way down to the 9th pick to the Jags, and I was like, Tyler, oh my gosh. You are taking Jeffrey Okudah. Wonderful. With the fourth pick in the Sideline Judgement 1.0, Mock Draft 1.0, the New York Football Giants. All right. I think this is where we start to have some fun. Because I think conventional wisdom, best player available, is going to tell them to draft Isaiah Simmons, right? The freak of a...
But Dave Gettleman is their GM.
Exactly. I don't want to call him a linebacker because he's literally played every position on the defensive side of the ball. So the defensive specialist...
I play defense.
That's one of the best quotes. The defensive specialist, Isaiah Simmons. But as we know, Dave Gettleman is the general manager, and we know that he doesn't make smart decisions sometimes. So I think in this case he's going to split the difference. I don't think that he's going to go with something that they don't need, like drafting Daniel Jones at 6 overall. I think he's going to go with something to help his prized possession, Daniel Jones. Because when he makes that pick, he's essentially tying his success with Daniel Jones' success. So I think he's going to find someone to go ahead and go up and protect them. And I think one of the best offensive tackles in the draft is Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. So I'm going to have the New York Giants
take son of a bitch.
Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa.
You son of a bitch.
Sorry, I think that he's so all in on Daniel Jones that he's even spending his top 5 draft capital on protecting Daniel Jones. You know what I mean?
No, I get it, yeah. And, I mean, in fairness, I've said this a lot. Like, I was actually really impressed with Daniel Jones last year. Because
he had a good year.
He was, like, way better.
I just still don't think he was a 6 overall pick.
Oh, no, I agree. But I thought he was going to be terrible. And he was just like, no, I see the flashes. I can see him driving for him.
Right.
So I have the number 5 pick with the Dolphins. So this is where we have to decide. Well, first off, Sergio's got the surrender cobra already. But
before you go on, I want you to know that the day of the actual draft, I will be FaceTiming you the second we're on the clock, and I need you to talk me down. Continue.
Okay. So with the Dolphins pick, you have to look back. They have not seemed. I know Tua's family has seemed very enthused about going to the Dolphins. They want to go to the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. There's been rumors that the Dolphins interested in Justin Herbert than Tua Tagovailoa. We don't know. The big decision for me here with the Dolphins, and I feel a lot of pressure with this pick.
You should,
but yeah, is that do they draft offensive tackle or do they draft quarterback? Because knowing this is all about what is the value that they as an organization place on having a quarterback this class. Mm-hmm. Because right now, the way it's fallen, they get their pick of the 2 guys that they were available to them. Mm-hmm. I think if that's the case, I'm going to go quarterback over offensive tackle for this first pick. Mm-hmm. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna have some fun with this, and
okay.
I'm gonna have them draft Justin Herbert, quarterback out of Oregon.
I respect your decision. I just want you to know that our relationship has gone from best friends who work together to coworkers.
Slap it with the coworker tag.
Coworker tag. Yeah. I understand.
It's that LinkedIn connection.
It's that LinkedIn.
But when it's my birthday, you only send the automated reply. You don't actually send a message.
Exactly. Oh, sorry, I'm coughing. That pick made me sick. The 6th overall pick.
I want to say that like I would draft Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I know.
I want to introduce a level of chaos and like
this could
very easily happen.
This is why I wanted to be even, for this reason, because I need to now think of the Dolphins' next 2 picks in the first round in a different light. Okay, so because I had this plan: Tua, offensive tackle, best skill position player available, whether it's a wide receiver, running back, or maybe even if there's a good secondary. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that next week on our episode where we talk all about the Jags and the Fins. At number 6, if the Fins make the mistake of taking Justin Herbert, I'm sorry, Ryan Tannehill 2.0, I read that wrong. Then I think at that point, it's a no-brainer right there. I think the Chargers, if this is how it plays out, the Chargers don't have to trade up. They take Tua, California team, Hawaii guy. They go all in on Tom Brady for 2 years. You get a rehab year for Tua, and then you get a redshirt year for Tua. Tua goes in. By the time he starts the 2022 season, he'll be 22 years old. Like he's still going to be, or 23. Sorry,
very young.
He's still going to be very young. So they're still going to have a quarterback for another 15 years after that. I think it's a smart decision. Yeah, if this is the way it plays out, Tua's going to go to the Chargers, and you should still expect the Chargers to go after Tom Brady.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I'm going to operate under the assumption that Tom Brady's going to return to the Patriots for this particular mock draft, because until we know things, that's where I'm going with.
See, exactly, but I still think that...
But they're going to go after...
Exactly. I still think that's the situation. I think Brady goes back to New England. Hurts me to say that, but I think Brady goes back to New England. But I think that this right here is the Chargers loading up ammunition to go up to Brady and say, look, here's our plan. Just because we drafted Tua, we want you to serve as the, mentor to Tua, and I think at that point, if that's the case, Tua being mentored by the greatest quarterback of all time, I think this is just going to make the Dolphins picking Herbert one pick before him look horrible. Because in 10 years, when he's mentored and has all the skills that Brady taught him, it's going to just be a typical Dolphin move, and we're moving forward because I don't want to get in a bad mood. The 7th overall pick in the Sideline Judgment.
We're 6 picks in. You got the top 3 quarterbacks off the board, and 2 out of 3 of them are good.
Agreed. 2 out of 3 of them are good. One is. Here's the thing. People use the phrase. People use the phrase mediocre as a bad thing, but it's not. It means just middle of the pack.
The literal definition is just like lukewarm.
Yep. And I think that you have 2 good, potentially great quarterbacks and 1 mediocre quarterback.
Yeah, and I want to say one more thing about quarterbacks, because I don't imagine this is something we're going to be talking about much more in this mock draft. But so I talked about before that I have a kind of a 3-tier system for judging quarterbacks. Dominators, playmakers, and I called them managers, but I think I want to call them conductors.
Okay.
So dominators are those type of guys that you get on the field and you're like, oh no, Tom Brady just walked on the field.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the inevitability of that, the breaking wave where I'm like, it's gonna come. I don't care what it is, it will overcome. And then there's people like playmakers, which are good players that can make important plays, big plays. They can do things outside of structure, but they don't necessarily have that little over kind of it thing that you when they walk out on the field. It's it's not so much that they're walking out on the field. It's that okay, here comes the offense. It's likely that they're going to score, but the base thing I could probably say is that like Deshaun Watson is a dominator, and I think Jalen Hurts is playmaker. He makes big plays, but he doesn't have that extra thing. And then there's conductors, which is basically what that means is they're a conduit. The offense, the coaching staff has to make the offense flow through them. Yeah, but it's they're a vehicle by which the offense moves. They don't move it themselves.
Right. And that's Ryan Tannehill and Ryan Tannehill 2.0.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. The thing is I think in college Justin Herbert is a playmaker, but that it's when you move to the NFL, that stuff gets bumped down.
Yeah.
In the NFL, I think Justin Herbert has to win as a conductor. I don't feel that he can carry a franchise.
And I don't care how good of a combine you have, how well your interview is. I mean, those things are important, but the thing is, we have 3 years of tape, and that's the one thing that didn't change. He didn't have that takeover command it factor type thing. His mechanics improved, his decision making improved, understandable, but it's not that, okay, we got a minute 15 left with 1 timeout, down 4. We got to score a touchdown to win this football game. He doesn't have that. All right, let's move on past quarterbacks. I don't anticipate anyone. Another quarterback taken, unless you're going to have the Panthers take Jordan Love at 7 overall. Which, if that's the case, let me know and I'll look for a new host. Cause
I ain't dumb. How dare you?
I'm just warning.
They got Will. How quickly you forget Will Grier?
Okay, we're gonna move on. Continue. Give me the number 7 with the 7th pick in the Sideline Judgment Mock Draft 1.0. The Carolina Panthers select.
They select Isaiah Simmons from Clemson.
Okay, good. See, here's
a lot of this comes off of the fact of Luke Kuechly is just retired, new head coaching staff, but an emphasis on defense with that. So, not that there wasn't under Ron Rivera, but I just know that Matt Rule does put an emphasis on defense. So
understood. And that is by far and away the best player available. I feel like in 5 years we're going to be like, how did Isaiah Simmons go 6th? You know?
That man, oof.
He plays defense.
I want him on my team.
No, you were so close. You were 2 picks away.
No, but I have to act. I can't be like, yeah, the Panthers totally wouldn't select Isaiah Simmons.
All right. With the 8th pick, I have the Arizona Cardinals, and here's my concern. I don't know. That offensive line was basura last year for Kyler Murray, and he still made some stuff happen. So here's the thing.
Still not the best rookie quarterback, though.
Still not not at all. That man resides in Jacksonville, Florida. Here's my thing. I'm torn because I'm thinking of taking an offensive lineman or making the emotional pick and pairing up Kyler Murray with CeeDee Lamb again.
So here's what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Would a Cliff Kingsbury coach team pick an offensive lineman or a wide receiver? Even though, in my opinion, offensive lineman is a much more glaring need for them.
Yeah. Especially with Derek Brown sitting there.
Oh my God.
Okay. We are picking this through the eyes of the team, right? We're not picking this like what
that's what I've been doing.
That's what I've been doing. I'm just confirming that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
This is where it starts to get tough in this 7 to 15 range. I think what the team would do. Okay, I do think what the team would do is this wide receiver class is so stacked. There's no need to take a wide receiver in the top 10. Even though CeeDee Lamb is...
You can, I mean, like, I've been looking at it as, like, through the team, but you can have fun. We're here for fun, man.
All right, I'm going to go
Did I just make it harder?
A little bit. I'm going to go with... All right, I'm going to go with Mekhi Becton. I'm going to go with Mekhi Becton, the offensive tackle of Louisville. Because I do think that... while Cliff Kingsbury would kind of prioritize maybe another position because he feels that wide receiver, offensive tackle, those players are replaceable in his air raid system kind of thing. I do think it is a glaring need, like too much. Like the Cardinals fans will be like, yo, what are you doing? You know? I think the only excusable pick would have been CeeDee Lamb to pair him back up with Kyler, but I think you're making the rational decision over the emotional decision. Mekhi Becton, who is arguably arguably the best tackle in the draft so far. I think he goes there. A lot of offensive players in this draft so far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tyler. Are you going to make the right decision, or are you going to make
Derek Brown to the Jags, baby? Let's go.
Derek Brown to the Jags. I absolutely love it. Oh, my God. Do we need to explain?
I don't need to explain anything.
No. The man is a force.
I just want to let you know that the only reason that I didn't completely blow up when you picked Mekhi Becton at the Cardinals, because that meant that Derek Brown could go to the Jags, because there was a little bit of a delay on the
Got it.
The moment's passed, but now I'm just
good.
Rebuild is on full swing.
Oh man! All right, I have the Browns picking 10th. This is the latest that I've seen a Browns helmet in I don't know how long. They don't need wide receivers. They do need offensive linemen. They do need offensive linemen.
That was their biggest thing this year. Their offensive line really went down.
I think we need to.
Baker Mayfield. I think he needs an offensive line.
I think so too. Line. Like there's no overthinking this. I'm gonna take Jedrick Wills. Sorry, tackle out of Alabama. They need a lineman here. Yeah, they just need one.
Yeah.
All right, next up, you got
The Jets. Yeah, the Jets. Yeah, right. It's true. So what we're going here basically is their needs are kind of follows: tackle, interior offensive line. We need some edge help, and we need some wide receivers.
Who's this we?
I am going from the Jets' perspective. All right, the Jets need those 4 things.
Yeah.
So it's really a matter of like your top three. The top three offensive tackles are off the board at this point.
Yeah.
The next best is Andrew Thomas out of Georgia. I don't know if this is the right place to take him.
Yeah.
He's definitely kind of like first round caliber player, but then the drop off kind of happens really significantly after that, and he's a bit of a drop off after those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a huge like he's good. I'm just not huge.
Right.
And I want to say we're not draft analysts, so like we don't have the most in depth opinions
Yeah.
on these things.
Yeah, our familiarity with a lot of these players is just from watching them in college. We've watched all of these players in college, but we don't do as much draft.
I'm going to take from what the Jets are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're going to want Adam Gase is going to want wide receiver help, and I think Henry Ruggs from Alabama is going to is going to the Jets.
Man, you just took my my Vegas pick. You just took
Really?
my Raiders pick. Yeah, because remember, they're the Los Angeles Raiders now. The Las Vegas Raiders. Apologies. Yeah, you just took my pick because I was going to pick Henry Ruggs at 12 because while CeeDee Lamb is more of the big fish, Ruggs is
got the most speed, the most I would think has the highest potential out of all of these receivers.
And I think the fact that they're moving to Vegas and stuff, I think Ruggs has the potential to become that like cult sensation. And I think a town like Vegas that is on the West Coast, yes, but like isn't like it's known for just going to gamble and like have fun and party. I think that it's the perfect like cult hero of like this is our guy. Like Vegas is behind this guy. That's what I figured.
Well, too bad because he's in New York.
He is.
Actually, I want to say that I actually think that Jerry Judy best of the top three receivers.
Yeah, I do like Jerry Jeudy a lot as well.
The best wide receiver in college football the last 2 seasons is the best one in the draft. Absolutely scolding take. Anyway, move on. What are the Las Vegas Raiders?
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Who are they
Raiders,
allegedly going to take?
So the Raiders team needs right now are looking linebacker, wide receiver, cornerback, and safety are like the big needs that they have. So looking at the board available in the category of linebacker, not really looking too good right now. There's some guys that could not for value, I should say. There's some guys that are you could take later on. Patrick Queen is the highest ranked one. He looks like an early second rounder. Kenneth Murray, I really liked at Oklahoma. I did watch a lot of Oklahoma games last year, obviously. I really liked him, and he was the player that when he got hurt against LSU, it went from, oh my God, this is ugly, to, oh my God, shield your eyes. And I know that's not a big difference, but in that sense. So I don't think linebacker is really the way to go. You look at the wide receiver class, it's stacked. It's really, at this point, you got to go between CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy if you're going to go wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Where I am intrigued, Mr. Tyler K. Williams, is at the cornerback position because you have one Gator great, C.J. Henderson, available, one LSU stud, Christian Fulton, available.
Pretty good.
I think given the depth of the wide receiver class and given the high-end talent of the corners available, think about it. We're at the 12th pick in the draft, and we only have one cornerback taken off the board, and it is the, by far and away, number one cornerback in Jeffrey Okudah. I am going to do it. I'm going to take C.J. Henderson, send him to Vegas.
Wow.
I'm going to send him to Vegas. And it's strictly because of the wide receiver depth. I think that the Raiders are happy enough. While they would love CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy, they have another pick at 19, and I think their wide receiver need can be addressed. If not there, then in the second round. Okay, let me put it this way. T. Higgins is the projected 6th best wide receiver available.
I don't know what you're looking at. He's like 8th here.
I have 6. Left. Wide receiver left.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind.
If this is how it's played out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I went CJ. I think the value here is better at that point. So, which is good. That makes another year where we have another Gator player taken in the first round. It's been like 15 years or something for now.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, they definitely need quarter help. So
yeah, I think my reasoning is justifiable.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think Ruggs was their guy of the top 3, and now they're kind of like, we can get later.
Exactly.
which leads us to the Colts at 13. The Colts desperately need wide receiver help as well.
Yeah.
So really what you need to find there is that the top two guys, which is Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb, as we have over discussed at this point,
yes,
is which one fits them better. I think for the Colts in particular, I think CeeDee Lamb is better for them.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm gonna give the Colts CeeDee Lamb.
Good pick.
Wide receiver out of Oklahoma, the 13th pick.
Good pick.
Moving on to a team that doesn't need wide receivers.
No, not at all. All right. The Bucs are going to take Jameis Winston with their 4th pick. How? I don't know, but they're going to do it. They're going to sign him, and they're going to use their 1st-round pick. All right, now. Okay, so looking at the Bucs at 14, their team needs right here, offensive tackle. They have listed quarterback as the 2nd highest need, but I think this is because well, it's because we're doing this before free agency. We're doing this mock draft before free agency.
And we will definitely do another one after free agency.
100,000%. But that's the thing. And I don't think offensive tackle, like you talked about, Andrew Thomas is the best one available. Then there's kind of a drop-off. There's kind of a drop-off in terms of, high-quality offensive tackles. There's some good late first-round, second-round tackles over here. But I think at 14, you're in that sweet spot where these mid-first-round players are kind of at a premium, and it's kind of what pick you take. So I'm not going to go offensive tackle. I'm not going to go quarterback because I do think they address that position in free agency, and the best quarterback available is Jordan Love, and I don't know if he doesn't. I think they like Eason. He fits the Bruce Arenas.
He definitely fits their mold.
And you can take him in the second.
There's no way they can't get him in the second round.
Exactly. It would have to be if I was poor Bucs fan Tyler Renfro and someone took Jacob Eason before the second round in that sense. I wouldn't even be mad. All right. That leaves us with interior defensive lineman and interior outside linebacker. Interior outside linebacker. What is IOL again?
Interior offensive line.
Oh, yeah, there's Cesar Urias. Sorry.
So center or a guard.
Yeah. Interior offensive lineman. Now, I do know that they need some help, obviously, on the line. But I think on this case, they're going to go defense, and looking at who's available, Javon Kinlaw is on the board. And this was a player that I kind of liked. I really did like. He's got really good, according to the Draft Network here, he's got good explosiveness. It's the direct quote by Soliak. Dude's a rocket. So in that situation, I think it would be helpful. I think it would be helpful for them to address that defensive line need. They can address the quarterback situation later on with Eason, and they can get better value for the offensive lineman later on in the draft. They're going to go Javon Kinlaw at this point.
Nice. Denver Broncos had number 15 pick. They're taking.
They should take a corner.
They should take Jerry Jeudy.
You don't even want to address that.
No, I mean, no. They need more wide receivers with a very young core, and block. Terrible. Mm-hmm. So they got something to build on. And Jerry Jeudy, I think, just fits. Jerry Jeudy wins with separation in a way that Jerry Jeudy's just fun to watch, man.
Yeah,
he's just.
Yeah, I get
it's
you.
He's just good at everything. Not spectacular at any one thing. His route running is great. It's not as good as Van Jefferson's. He's not as fast as Henry Ruggs. He's not as physical as CeeDee Lamb. But he wins, and in a way that I think is replicable. Uh-huh. And I think that Drew Lock is the kind of quarterback you can fit with him that has the arm strength to fit in balls into tight windows that he's going to get himself into.
Okay.
So I think that they need wide receiver help. They need wide receiver help. Jerry Jeudy's going to Broncos.
Yeah. Just as easy as that pick is for the Broncos for you, this pick for the Falcons is even easier for me. It's K'Lavon Chaisson.
K'Lavon Chaisson.
K'Lavon Chaisson. It's been 3 years that I haven't been able to say this man's name. Yeah, he's an edge rusher out of LSU. They desperately need edge help. I'm talking desperately. One of my best friends, Day is a big Falcons fan, and this man has been talking about getting edge help for 2.5 years now. He needs it. He needs it badly. Can we pause right here? We are at the halfway point of this draft. Tyler, I'm just going to go ahead and read off the picks just so that people, our friends, remember. Number 1 overall, Joe Burrow to the Bengals. Chase Young, 2nd overall to the Washington Football Team. Jeffrey Okudah, 3rd overall to the Detroit Lions. Tristan Wirfs, Number 4 overall to the New York Giants, Justin Herbert. Number 5 overall to the Miami Dolphins. So that one hurt. Number 6, Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback to the LA Chargers. 7, Isaiah Simmons to the Panthers. 8, Mekhi Becton to the Cardinals. 9, Derek Brown to the Jags. Go ahead, Tyler.
Hell yeah!
All right. 10. That's what I was waiting for. 10, Jedrick Wills, tackle to the Browns. 11, Henry Ruggs to the Jets. 12, CJ Gator Great, go Gators, to the LA Raiders. 13, CeeDee Lamb to the Colts. 14, Javon Kinlaw to the Bucks. Shout out poor Bucks fan Tyler Renfro. 15, Jerry Jeudy to the Broncos. And 16, say the name again because I haven't been able to say it for 3 years now. K'Lavon Chaisson. And rounding out starting the second half of the first round, Tyler, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Who do you have the Cowboys taking?
Real quick, can I just say that K'Lavon Chaisson's name sounds like a Power Rangers villain? Interpret that however you want. The Cowboys. The Cowboys need secondary help.
America's team.
As well as interior defensive line help. But Javon Kinlaw and Derek Brown are off the board, so that's kind of like, again, a talent drop-off.
Exactly.
So I think that we haven't addressed safeties in this class. We've got some high-profile ones. Xavier McKinney, Grant Delpit, Antoine Whitfield, Ashton Davis. We can go down the list. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I'm going to take Antoine Winfield Jr. out of Minnesota for the Cowboys. I'm going to shake it up a little bit because I really like him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was first team He was a first team All-American. First team, right? Or second team?
He was first team Big Ten, but I can't. To be honest with you, I don't know.
I think he was second team All-American. He was the junior that declared early. He was a baller in Minnesota. That's actually a good pick. I feel like teams are gonna like that. I like that. I think
that like you win with a lot of these safeties. Grant Delpit, I think, is the commonly mocked one here, but I just really like Antoine Winfield. I think he's a baller, and
I'd have to.
I got to be honest. Like I have some concerns about Grant Delpit.
Yeah, Grant Delpit
Nothing
had a
crazy.
lot of.
I mean, like I don't want to be like I'm not gonna like blow it out of proportion, but there's some tackling concerns. But then again, he created an offense that is so like he didn't have to be dialed in as much. It didn't affect them winning a national championship. So
not at all.
So still a good player. Xavier McKinney, same thing, but. Yeah. I don't know. I like Antoine Winfield Jr.'s like playmaking ability. I think the Cowboys need playmakers on the back end. So,
I agree. I'd have to agree. All right, let's go. 18.
Your time to shine, baby.
So here's what we need. Okay, so you already addressed the quarterback situation incorrectly, but you addressed the quarterback situation. So that means that the biggest needs that we have now have to be edge rush, offensive tackle for. I can just read the roster. To be honest, I'm looking at essentially edge rusher and both interior linemen and offensive tackles. I'm looking at the tackles, and the top available is Andrew Thomas. Still don't think it's worth it at this pick, especially with the value that you have and the depth you have at edge right now. Let's take a look at interior offensive linemen. You got Cesar Ruiz, who looks good. I know Jonah Jackson has been high amongst Dolphin circles. So has Lloyd Cushenberry, the third out of LSU, has been high. But again, don't think that makes very sense to spend a first-round draft pick on that pick. The only other thing I can think of outside of edge would be maybe the running back situation. Of course, we need a bunch of players. We may need, but the running back situation is like we got no running backs. So we have yet to take a running back in this draft. We've yet to take a running back by any team. Just double-checked it. Top available, you have DeAndre, in no particular order, is DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Cam Akers, Eno Benjamin as well. Maybe I put Zach Moss in there. I don't know. I think it's just because we watch so much college football that we like all these players. But there's a lot of depth at wide
Michael
receiver.
Piran is in this draft too,
I know. Oh my god.
These aren't the first round players at this point, no. But I was just thinking that.
AJ Dillon, Sergio, college football fantasy team legend is in this team. Is in this draft. I think the move here is edge rusher because of the top level talent available and the depth available. The not worth your pick for the offensive line players and the depth that you have at running back when if this is the way it plays out, 18 picks in, we haven't even taken a running back yet, and we have another pick coming up in 8 picks. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to go edge. And here is basically, I'm debating between AJ Espensa and Yerda Gross-Matos.
It's AJ Epineza, just to clarify. Yeah.
I need an accent on something then, because I'm Hispanic. I need to see the accents. I think if I'm going to go with these two... Epineza. I did really like Gross-Matos.
AJ Empanada. That is so mean. I'm sorry.
I know. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with AJ Espinoza. Okay. I hate you. I'm gonna go with him. He's been mocked to the Dolphins in quite a few drafts on multiple platforms, on the Draft Network, on ESPN, on Bleacher Report, and I think on Walter Camp Football as well. You need to relax. I'm not here talking analysis. You're out here laughing your ass off. No, I like this pick a lot.
No, it's so perfect. He's going to South Florida. AJ Panada.
That's my guy.
Sponsorship soon come. Plug the pod.
Plug the pod. Come on the pod.
Drop a bag.
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to take him. I think he addresses our edge depth. I'm very happy with him at that pick. That's like my ideal pick. Like, this is the one pick where I'm like, please don't mess it up. All right, here we go.
Okay. Whew.
You good?
I really did myself there.
You really outdid yourself.
Las Vegas Raiders with the 19th pick. So John Gruden has basically, he's an offensive guy. He's an offensive guy. So I mean, I think honestly he should pick a wide receiver here, but they should also just linebacker. They address corner early on. I feel like Oakland Raiders love Kenneth Murray. They're gonna love Kenneth Murray. The type of guy he is, the athletic profile. Like I think he fits their mold of their kind of guys. I'm gonna give him Kenneth Murray again, citing the depth of this wide receiver class. I feel like John Gruden. Now I'm just galaxy branding here. I think John Gruden tells himself that he has enough good wide receivers that he can make them win with his play calling.
Got it.
That
Hunter Renfrow, all-pro NFL season.
It is more important to get high-quality defensive players, than not his side of the ball, so that he has higher safety cap on that part, and then he can just make his magic with his guys. So
understandable.
Kenneth Murray. That is probably the furthest thing from the actual situation in real life.
I don't know, man. Listen, they surprised us last year, so who knows? I have a question. Is he a Gruden grinder?
Absolutely.
Incredible. All right, Tyler. The fate of your franchise is in my hands.
Okay, let's calm down here.
That's right. When you win a Super Bowl in 4 years, you're going to look back. The 20th pick in the 2020 draft, when Sergio was doing our mock draft, is exactly what turned the corner. All right, let's take a look. Unfortunately, I have picked C.J. Henderson, who probably would have been here at this point. I took him off the board earlier, and I apologize. I would have loved to have seen yet another Gator drive just an hour and 20 minutes east to Duval. You took Kenneth Murray, who I was thinking about taking. Tyler, let me ask you a question. As the Jags fan, right? As resident Jags fan for Sideline Judgement.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sad Duval boy.
The team needs on here, say, cornerback, linebacker, safety, and then wide receiver. Well, then it says interior defensive lineman, but
That's been addressed.
Oh, we know. So I'm thinking, which of these positions do you think is the most important of those on the defense side of the ball? Corner, linebacker, safety.
For me, it's got to be corner right now because, Jalen Ramsey's off the team. He's in L.A. now. And then A.J. Boyer was just shipped to the Broncos for a 4th-round pick, which is positive because it was a way to get something out of offloading his contract because they were going to cut him because he didn't want to stay.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of one of those mutual party kind of things. I think that quarterback has to be what's addressed here. Now, but that being said, cornerback is the area of most need. However, if the level of player is not worth it, you can go back and because they're not getting C.J. Henderson, they're not getting Jeffrey Okudah.
Correct. So, those are the clear top two. We're forgetting about Christian Fulton, who's a Really
Oh,
good
is Christian
corner.
Fulton still on the board? I didn't even know that.
Yes, which is a really
All
good
right,
corner.
you choose wisely, Hero, right?
Perfect, because that's who I wanted to take. I'm just out here
Okay.
seeing
My blessing.
what you.
It is
Yeah,
given.
I listen. I have love for you, my friend, and I wanted to, bring you in. You're my analyst. I'm getting the okay from the monitor in the earpiece. I'm going with Christian Fulton. He's a really good cornerback. We saw it happen. That is bad news for the Philadelphia Eagles because they are
You are
desperately
perpetually in a state of needing cornerback help.
Exactly, yes. Which, if it only took a fourth rounder to get Bouye, I don't know why they went with. Anyway, that's another story.
I don't know.
But yeah, their glaring need is corner. Tyler, what are you going to do with the Eagles pick? I'm telling you, if that's the way it works out, and Christian Fulton is on the board, and Christian Fulton goes a pick before with the Eagles, I'm telling you, my Steven Peters might have a fit.
Yeah. So speaking of noted Eagles fan, Steven Peters, I just texted him in all caps, "Who do you want as your first round pick this year? Give me an answer ASAP." And I'm waiting for a response. I don't think he saw it, so we're just going to go without him. I wanted to see last minute if he would give some insight. I mean, they need a corner, but
yes.
So the Eagles traditionally play like a super man-heavy thing, style of defense. So you want a corner that can do that. I think. Sorry, my roommate's cat just keeps trying to jump over my bed. It's distracting me. But I think you need a corner that can do that, and I think that for that, I think I'm going to give him Trayvon Diggs out of Alabama.
You're going to give him Trayvon Diggs out of Alabama? Yeah,
I know he's an athlete, and I know that he, at Alabama they play man. That's what they do. Like it's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
And I just think that they need corners, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, well, speak of the devil.
Oh, what did he say? The pick is in, my friend.
Well, he said he wanted Henry Ruggs, as if Henry Ruggs was going to last at this
Henry
point.
Ruggs? LOL. He was taken at 11, but sure. Whatever you say.
Okay. Yeah. We're sticking with Trayvon Diggs.
All right.
Too late.
All right. I have the pleasure of picking for the Buffalo Bills, and this is an easy pick, I think. They needed pass rush. That was one of their things, especially seeing what's it called? Freaking
You've lost me.
I know, me too. I've lost myself. Sorry, I got distracted because I was texting.
Buffalo?
I was taking friend of the pod, Storm Tracy, noted Saints fan. I was asking his opinion on who he wants to take at 24, and I think I know what I'm going to do now. Okay, so the Bills definitely need pass rush. They struggled against Deshaun Watson in that playoff game. They let him do anything on the outside.
In some ways, their pass rush was too good in that game, though, because in the pivotal play that ended up winning them the game, the long broken play that Deshaun Watson had for like 60 yards,
right?
Like the two edge rushers met him and kept him upright because they both tackled him at the same time from opposite directions.
Exactly.
So you got to do something about that. But
with that being said, I'm going to take Yetur Gross-Matos out of Penn State, the edge rusher, who is properly rated at 22 in my opinion. I think this is a good spot for him. There we go. That's some edge help that they need.
Nice.
Yep.
Can you write that down?
Yes, I can write that down. I know exactly what you're doing. I got
all of them, and I write that down. This is professional podcasting.
100%.
Feels like a good time to say that if you have a bag, please drop it.
Yes, we would love.
Sideline Judgement. I only bring this up because the Patriots have the next pick. But if you want to, cheat the system and drop a bag for your boys, feel free at any time at sidelinejudgment@gmail.com.
Anytime
you
want.
The same email address has been for forever.
Mm-hmm. All right, my friend. Who are you?
Patriots coming up.
Who are you taking and giving to the evil empire?
Bill Belichick has drafted Georgia players before. He's going to do it again. The Patriots are taking Andrew Thomas.
Really? Okay, so they're going to take 2 Georgia offensive tackles in the first round 2 consecutive years.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. If it doesn't work once, maybe try it again.
Okay, understood.
Try again. That's what. I
All right.
don't know. They needed a tackle. He's the best one on the board, and I've seen it comped there before, and I think that'd be good. I mean, they need an improvement on that side because here's the thing:
Mm-hmm.
if Brady does leave, it's again you're back at having to rebuild your team from an offensive identity necessarily because you need a new quarterback. I think the safest thing to do with that, the safest thing to have that
Mm-hmm.
is basically build your O line.
Yeah. Always.
So,
You have to work from
and
the inside
and
out.
Patriots always have a good O line coach, so I feel like they can make this work.
I agree. Tyler. With the 24th pick in the Sideline Judgement Mock Draft 1.0, the New Orleans Saints select quarterback Jordan Love out of Utah State.
What?
Are you not
insane.
entertained? Are you not entertained?
I'm baffled.
This pick.
We, the collective we, have been bamboozled, hoodwinked, run amok, led astray, and flat out deceived. And I got the order all messed up. You know why? Because I'm kerfuffled right now. I don't understand what is going on.
So I haven't actually sent the pick in yet. So let's talk about it. Well, I haven't clicked draft on the Draft Network mock. I'm trying to read the room. Here was my other option.
So did I?
No, I'm still taking.
Are you picking Jordan?
I'm still taking.
Okay.
Did
I have that freak out? Nothing.
Here's my thing. I feel, again, the value of the offensive line here is not as good. Their first need is interior lineman. Second need, wide receiver. Okay? Again, the depth is out of control, especially when they have Michael Thomas, the best wide receiver in the game. You know? There's that. Next up, it's linebacker. I mean, I like Malik Harrison here. I also like Willie Gay Jr. a bit, but not enough to take them here in that late second round. Or late first round, sorry. And then I'm looking again, corner depth. We already took the big-time corner. I mean, I guess AJ Terrell. I do like AJ Terrell.
It's good.
I think before the runoff of second and third round quarterbacks goes, I feel like the Saints could take him and develop him behind Breeze's final year. Teddy's not coming back. I think they understand that Taysom Hill is a gadget player, unlike friend of the pod, Storm Tracy.
Love you
to death. He's texting me, "Do me proud, Sergio." He's not gonna like this episode.
You might want to. Proud is certainly a word for it.
That's a word. I think it's a smart pick. He sits behind. He learns under Drew Brees, and I think you get in on that rush of quarterbacks. They have a good team right now. They have a really good defense. Right. And like, there's not much more. You know,
Brees is coming back. There's no glaring there's always a need. There's always a need, but there's no glaring needs.
Right.
Here's the thing that I have with this philosophy, which I'm not against. Here's the thing: you can defend picking literally any quarterback at this spot for the Saints.
Here's my
because they're not going to play this year. They're not going to play this year unless Brees gets injured. But you can't make plans with that in mind. Mm-hmm. You can't base your entire future on what if they get injured? No, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I really think that it's a matter of you can defend any pick. I think Jalen Hurts fits them better.
That's what
you want my honest opinion? Do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah, I do.
I think Cole McDonald fits them better. But they're not going to draft Cole McDonald in the first round. I'm not an idiot.
Storm is saying, and this is in the group chat, so you can see it if you want. Storm is saying that he thinks Hurts if he's there. First of all, the fact that he said Hurts, I said, who do you want to pick 24? He said Hurts if he's still there. Jalen Hurts ain't going in the top 20. And then he said, and Eason if he's not, which is interesting because those are two very different types of quarterbacks.
Extremely. Eason and Jordan Love are a lot more similar.
Yes, I agree. I don't think they'll take Hurts. I just don't think they'll take Hurts. I don't know if they're high on Hurts. That's my thing. I think Jordan Love, it's going to be... Will it be the right decision? Probably not. But I think it's the decision that because of the Jordan Love hype, because of the Senior Bowl hype, the Combine hype, all this stuff that this Jordan Love stop is going up. I think it can happen.
Here's the thing. I agree. It might be the right decision, but hey, you and I, we're not in the business of making right decisions.
No, we're not. I'm also in the business of content. We haven't made a single
We're in the
bad.
business of making
We haven't made a
content-driven
single
decisions.
bad pick in this draft. I sacrificed my reputation for the sake of the content.
What is it like? What is it like making bad picks? I'll never know. That's a complete lie.
That's a
my team makes bad picks all the time.
Yeah.
But I will never know. Okay.
Tyler, head north
Moving
to
on.
Minnesota.
Vikings at 25.
Mm-hmm.
They needed a corner. They also need interior offensive line. But I'm going to give them a corner. I'm going to give them Noah Igbinoghene out of Auburn.
Well done. Well done. Okay.
I did not spell this right in the
No,
Google Doc, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The spirit of the law.
All right, here we go. Here is the move.
Your time.
Again, tackle and line depth, not important. No, I'm going to say not important. The big ones, the big fishes are gone. I can get all these guys in the second round on interior line and on the tackle position. I get all these guys in the second round, which, again, I got 2 second-round picks. Don't forget that.
Oh,
My
wow.
friends, we are starting the run on running backs.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
taking a running back right here, right now. Or, Tyler, what is the one position? No, just kidding. Tyler, we have Xavier McKinney and Grant Delpit still on the board.
That is correct. I mean, I don't think you need a safety. You still have Minka Fitz. Oh, wait, no.
That's fine. That ain't no problem.
You reacted very favorably to that Minka Fitzpatrick dig.
I did, and I was right. Because you know what Minka Fitzpatrick...
I am impressed with you as an individual.
Thank you. You know what Minka Fitzpatrick did in the second half of the season?
What?
Said that he believes that he should be used more as a utility player. Oh, wait, you mean the thing that Brian Flores told you 6 months earlier in Miami? Out of my face, Minka. All right, with that being said, I'm torn here. I'm not torn here. I don't know what I'm doing. Grant Delpit falling out to 26. I'm taking Grant Delpit. This is the end of the discussion. Yeah. I'm taking Grant Delpit. If he falls, don't overthink it. I did want to take a running back. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I really wanted to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
2 second-round picks, Sergio.
2 second-rounders. That's where we can address offensive line and running back because, A, those offensive linemen are all second-round caliber. B, the running back depth is really good. I'm counting, there's 6 running backs, 7, 8, all right, 7 running backs I would be perfectly fine with taking, and then LaMichael P. Ryan, who's the emotional attachment, who I also think will be fine. So 8 running backs I'd be perfectly fine taking in the second round. We're taking a potential, we're taking a for sure Pro Bowl and a potential All-Pro safety in Grant Delpit. We're going with him.
Awesome. I'm glad you made a decision.
Thank you.
You're getting a replacement for Minka Fitzpatrick.
I get an upgrade. Put some respect on Grant Delpit's name.
Ooh, there it is. There's the spiciness.
There it is.
All right, the Seahawks have the 22nd. They need some offensive line help. I'm going to give them Lloyd Cushenberry out of LSU.
Nice.
From the
nice.
line position.
Nice. Good. And this is a team that they have small holes to fill, so they can spend the first round pick on these players in that sense. Dolphins are in a situation where we have so many needs that we really do have to play I can get value at this point. You know what I mean? So, good. Lloyd Cushenberry, the third. All right, here we go. This is the Baltimore Ravens. The Broward Ravens, I'm sorry. The Broward Ravens are picking at 28. Looking at their needs, it's saying linebacker, interior defensive line, edge rusher, wide receiver. I like the wide receivers. They also went first-round wide receiver last year with Hollywood Brown. I think here I'm gonna let me take a look at the linebackers available. I'm gonna take Malik Harrison. I really like Malik Harrison. I think he did a really good job at Ohio State. He's a really, really smart game. He has a smart game. I'm sorry. And he did really, really well in those games. And another former 3-star that could potentially be a first-round draft pick. I'm gonna go with Malik Harrison for the Ravens. It's also very good to stock up on high-quality players on the defense for them because we all know that offense is going to be all cylinders, full speed ahead for a while now. So Malik Harrison is my pick.
Okay. So the Titans have the 29th pick. So let me ask you right now.
Let me ask what?
What is the absolute worst thing I could do to the Titans right now?
Draft.
Commit to Ryan Tannehill. There we go.
Draft James Morgan out of FIU. Draft Nate Stanley. Ryan Tannehill light. If Justin Herbert is Ryan Tannehill 2.0, Nate Stanley is just like Nate Stanley is just Ryan Tannehill light.
Ryan Tannehill 0.5.
All right. What are you looking at?
No, but the Titans. Let's see. We need some edge help. We need some interior offensive line, just general stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I think it's kind of still like the tackle stuff. The tackles have kind of all the good first round tackles are kind of gone.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is kind of tough for me because again, what's the worst thing I could do? Who is the lowest rated offensive lineman? I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. So let's give them some edge help. I'm gonna give them Josh Uche out of Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
He lit up some of the more recent events, like the Senior Bowl, and I think that his stock is really high right now. So here we go. I hope it doesn't work out.
Are you ready for what I'm about to give you?
Ready or not, here it comes.
The Green Bay Packers. It says here that their biggest needs are tackle, wide receiver, and tight end.
Is linebacker just not going to be addressed
again? Well, it's the fourth one, but taking a look here, I think they can get linebacker depth in the second round. It's pretty much Patrick Queen and then a big fall off. But he is a little bit undersized, so we'll see if that matters to them. He's 6'1". I think what they're going to go here is they're going to go tight end. I think they should go tight end. I think
in this class,
there are three high quality tight ends. You have Hunter Bryant out of Washington, Albert Okwuegbunam.
No.
I can't say it. The one out of Missouri.
I'm gonna adamantly disagree with you on that one.
No,
but okay.
I think he wasn't utilized properly in Missouri. And
then, that is completely fair.
And then of course, FAU's
we're just traumatized for
Harrison Bryant, who in my opinion.
First of all, I want to clarify that it's Hunter Bryant as the tight end from Washington.
Yeah, I know. And then Harrison Bryant out of FAU. I know what I said.
Okay.
Thank you.
I know.
Roll's convinced you.
Albert O.
Uh-huh.
I know that we're just traumatized Florida fans, but I'm just not that high on Albert O.
I know.
But so which one are you gonna give it to him? My fingers are itching to write this down. Come on, brother.
I think it says wide receivers in need, but honestly, Aaron Rodgers could throw to a 7-year-old and make them a Pro Bowl wide receiver somehow. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go linebacker. They never take linebackers, and I think they do need the defensive help. I'm going to go Patrick Queen, best linebacker available out of LSU. He was undersized and stuff, but it is what it is.
My friend and coworker Mackenzie McClintock, who is an Alabama fan and Green Bay Packers fan, thanks you. Not so much on the Alabama part, but she's been desperately complaining about linebackers. So I think she'll be happy with that.
Nice.
So I have my last pick of this mock draft, the 49ers at 31. I'm not going to let Xavier McKinney not get selected in the first round. Xavier McKinney at safety.
Nice.
He's going to the 49ers.
And
I can't type.
That's actually great depth to pair. That's good because you pair off a Pro Bowl caliber starting safety that you can plug in from day one, and you plug them in with that ridiculous front seven that the Niners have.
Yeah.
Good pick. That's a good pick. All right, and then the last pick in the round, the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, my friend. Do I do it? Yeah, I think I do. I think their team needs here a cornerback, which again we can get them in the second round. Their other team needs are interior offensive line, which we can get in the second round. Then the need is running back. I think they pair up Pat Mahomes with a good running back. They got the wide receivers, they got the line. Could you imagine a nice pass catching wide receiver or running back out of the backfield that's like young on a rookie deal, sustainable? My man, they're taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
He's the first running back off the board. I told you he's my favorite.
You came here for the content.
You did. We talked about him before the draft. I almost took him with the Finns 26th pick, but I made the right decision with Grant Delpit. All right. Look at us.
Did it.
We did it. Lo hicimos.
Read it off.
Here we go. Pick number 1, Joe Burrow. Chase Young, number 2. Let me just do this with the team so you know. In order, obviously. Number 1, the Bengals select Joe Burrow. Number 2, Washington selects Chase Young. Number 3, the Lions select Jeffrey Okudah. Number 4, the Giants select Tristan Wirfs. Number 5, the Dolphins select Justin Herbert. Number 6, the Chargers select Tua Tagovailoa. Number 7, the Panthers select Isaiah Simmons. Number 8, the Cardinals select Mekhi Becton. Number 9, the Jaguars select Derek Brown. 10, Jedrick Willis to the Browns. 11, the Jets select Henry Ruggs. 12, Raiders take C.J. Henderson. 13, Colts take C.D. Lamb. 14, Bucks takes Javon Kinlaw. 15, the Broncos select Jerry Jeudy. 16, the Falcons select... Didn't I say that? Jerry Jeudy?
You said Cootie.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Like he's got cooties. That's why he separates so easily.
I've been teaching elementary school kids for too long. Number 16, the Falcons select Kalavon. I can't do it.
Kalavon Chason.
Chason.
Villain.
I don't know, man. Number 17, the Cowboys select Antoine Winfield. Number 18, the Dolphins select AJ Espensa, or AKA Empanada, as he will be referred to on this pod. Number 19, the Raiders select Kenneth Murray. Number 20, the Jags select Kristen Fulton. Number 21, the Eagles select Trevon Diggs. 22, the Bills select Yetur Gross-Matos. Number 23, the Pats select Andrew Thomas. 24, the Saints select Jordan Love. 25, the Vikings select Noah Igbonabahi. Number 26, the Finns select Grant Delpit. 27, Seahawks select Lloyd Cushenberry III. 28, I was going to say Broncos. Ravens select Malik Harrison. 29, the Titans select Joshua Uche. 30, the Packers select Patrick Queen. 31, the Niners take Xavier McKinney. And rounding out the first round, the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs select Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Tyler.
You're wild for that one, brother. You're wild for that one.
I was wild for that one. I like him. He's my favorite running back.
No, I like it, though, because I think he's an offense that's an offense that Clyde Edwards-Helaire would make a lot of sense in if they
fits perfect.
It fits perfect.
All right, that is our Sideline Judgement mock draft 1.0. Tyler, I'm going to save this, email it to the Sideline Judgement account. Actually, I'm going to email it to my account, and then I'll forward it to you. And then we will be tweeting out this link once the pod drops on Twitter, so you guys can take a look at it in its entirety. We highly recommend the Draft Network's mock draft machine. It's what we use. We really enjoy it. Gives you a lot of analysis, gives you a lot of scenarios you can play out. Really enjoy it. Really like it.
Shout out to the team over there, as well as Tampa Bay Trey. Gator great.
Gator great. Tyler, it is that time. It is the end of the episode, which means that we have to go to our patented flagship segment, tweets that we have shared. What is your favorite tweet that I have shared with you over these past couple weeks that we have been off the air?
This is it's not my favorite, but it's news that we have to talk about.
Uh-oh.
You sent me a tweet from Adam Schefter. Well, you sent me and Michael Phillips, friend of the pod.
Yes.
It's Jacksonville Jaguars will use their franchise tag on pass rusher Yannick Ngakoue per league sources. The tag will allow them to try to trade him if that's what they decide or are forced to do, which basically is a long way of saying what in the Sam hell was the front office doing for the Jacksonville Jaguars that allowed Yannick Ngakoue to not re-sign with the team. He stated that he wants out, and I don't understand.
Tyler, it's the front office.
I know.
Jalen Ramsey right now is looking like a martyr.
I'm over it at this point. Now that this has happened, I've just been like, I'm the AJ Boy thing and everything. I'm like, full rebuild.
Mhm.
Like, so basically what you do, we're going full rebuild for roster-wise, but you this is a trial year for Gardner Minshew, and if he's good enough to keep him, you keep him. If he's not, then you select a quarterback in the next draft.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean,
100% agreed.
I've
Like, it's
said
not
I've
a
said
hard
that
thing.
before, but I adamantly believe it now. I'm like, this is the trial year for him. For everyone else, is a rebuilding year, and you know what that means? That means bad things for Doug Marrone.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I don't see him as the coach next year.
And that's the thing. I kind of like Doug Marrone as a person, and I think he actually is a good coach. That I don't know how much he was puppeteered by Tom Coughlin. The same thing with Dave Caldwell. But Dave Caldwell's has issues long before Tom Coughlin came around.
Mhm.
And I just don't know if Doug Marrone's the coach to fix it.
Mhm.
So this will be the year we find out.
It will be. It will be the year we find out. Man, it's nice to have a coach
Sorry,
at the very least.
I usually am upbeat with these things, but
Yeah.
we had to talk about that.
Tyler, I think the paradigm has shifted between us. I think you now have the worst NFL franchise.
You've had time to process.
I
your
held
crap.
that belt for a while now.
I was always at least moderately happy with my team because
No.
I expected them to be terrible, but they weren't abjectly terrible.
The future's looking. I don't want to say bright. It's looking optimistic for Dolphin fans. So, yeah. Sorry.
You know what? Do you know what this entire last two seasons for the Jags have been for me?
What?
So you know when you have a lamp burning for a long time and you turn it off and there's still that little afterglow?
Yes.
So the 2017 season was the lamp being on for the Jaguars for the first time in like, I don't know, decades.
Yeah.
And then you turn it off the last two seasons, and all I'm trying to do is still trying to get that warmth and that light from that little afterglow that's coming there. And now I finally realized that it's off. This is where I'm at. All right, your turn. Your turn.
I'm at the point where the lamp has been off for a while, and my eyes have adjusted to the darkness.
That's poetic.
It's sad. My tweet.
Yeah, poetry is mostly sad. Big sad.
Very true. Thank you, Edgar Allan Poe. All right, my tweet you shared with me is actually a Roger Sherman tweet, but he is quoting an Alex Kirshner tweet. The original Alex Kirshner tweet is, Jordan Love had very apropos. Jordan Love had a pretty good college career, but 4 verts in QB class just told me he could go in the top 10. And man, there is so much I'll never understand about the universe. Very true.
This happens every year.
Roger Sherman quotes it and says, my least favorite thing about the NFL draft is when it randomly turns college quarterbacks I enjoyed as outsider underdogs into mainstream stars for reasons I cannot fully understand and forces me to turn against them, a.k.a. the Josh Allen paradox. And no truer words have been spoken in the history of mankind.
Jordan Love is the Josh Allen thing.
Oh, 100%. Like
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Mountain West quarterbacks.
Yeah. I just think the Saints are going to fall for it with our mock draft.
I pray for Storm's sake that you're wrong.
Me too, man.
But
I really
the thing is, we won't. If that's the case, that's the thing. Like I said, you can defend literally any quarterback being drafted by the Saints.
Do you not know how many people have defended Josh Allen to me last year? Poor Bucks fan Tyler Renfro was all in.
We had a whole thing in the group chat when the Texans were playing the Bills. The poor Bucks Tyler Renfro was really high on Josh Allen, like more so than Deshaun Watson.
Really high is an understatement. This man was. I don't know what weed he was smoking, but pass me the blunt because, good Lord, he was off the rockers. Good God.
No,
this man was truly believing that Josh Allen...
They do it different in Tampa, man.
Oh, my God. He truly believed that Josh Allen was better than Deshaun Watson.
I am literally in the same... My team is literally in the same division as Deshaun Watson's, and I love that man. I'll never understand him liking.
I don't get it.
And like, I want to be honest. Like Josh Allen and Daniel Jones, 2 quarterbacks I thought would be horrible, have not been abjectly horrible.
Right, but they're not.
But
are they top? Are they
on,
top
brother.
10, top 15?
Come on,
pick?
brother.
No. All right, that has been our flagship segment tweets we've shared. Tyler, it looks like we have a special moment of the week appearance going on here.
Yes, a big special moment of the week by yours truly. So it's a well-known dynamic of this podcast that I am not really a sports bettor. Allegedly, Sergio's allegedly partakes.
I plead the fifth.
But I can say adamantly that like I have not bet on sports really at all. Can't say that anymore. I was in Nevada. I was in Reno, Nevada with my dad this last weekend, and when I was there, my dad was like, "You're in Nevada. I'm making you bet on a sports bet on something college football. You're betting on, and he's like, it has to be a long-term bet
Yes.
that like
A
can
future.
sustain you
A future.
for like because he knows me. It's like, you're only gonna make this one thing. We're in Nevada. This is a special moment. Let's do it, and so that you could prolong it. So when like right before my flight Sunday to leave. By the way, it snowed in Nevada, and like as a person who's only seen snow like 3 times in my life, it was magical.
Yeah, I did see your snap, and you and your dad were like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, no, we're not used to it.
No.
And my dad literally said, I was like, "What is it, Dad?" And he's like, "It's raining." I'm like, "It definitely isn't." He's like, "No, it's snowing." I'm sorry. But we go to right before I get on the shuttle to take me to the airport to get my flight to come back to Florida. We go to the sports book at the casino.
Mm-hmm.
And we look at the college. I wish we could have done something more complicated. I would have loved to parlay
like a
the
weird
4 teams that I think will get into the college football playoff.
That would have been a more fun one.
Yeah, but it's too early to do that.
Oh, boo.
But I can say I did this because I was in Nevada. I went to the sports book and I looked at the odds for who to win the national championship for college football. And in my opinion, the best value, unbiasedly, was on the Florida Gators. So I bet some money on the Florida Gators to win the national championship.
So Tyler,
you're going to see me get extra hyped up about these games now.
Tyler, when the Gators win the Natty in South Florida and we are at the game in the nosebleeds and we are walking out celebrating and we are going out to get some beers, they're on you, my friend. I hope you know this. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. So glad, Tyler. Allegedly, welcome to the Degenerate family. We welcome you with open arms.
I'm gonna get a name tag and everything.
That has been another episode of Sideline Judgment. Be sure to tune in next week when we are homering next week, my guys. We are homering it. This is going to be a Jags and Fins podcast where we discuss what our team needs are and our ideal players that we want to see drafted, and maybe some draft strategy in terms of like, if this person's player's position group is deep, kind of like what we did today a little bit, except not pick by pick, team by team. After that, we are going to go ahead and do some short interviews with friends of the pod. It's going to be the Friends of the Pod segment. We got friends that are Saints fans, Eagles fans, Cowboys fans, Bucks fans from across the teams across the league, and we want to make sure that we get the input of those fan bases as well, because we understand, not everyone's a Jags and Dolphin fan, and honestly, good for you.
Good for y'all.
Good for you guys.
What's it like to have experienced success at some point in your fandom?
I cannot relate whatsoever.
Never would be able to relate.
Not I. Hopefully we will in this decade. Hopefully we both
Pro
win
sports
titles.
Isn't a burden for you on Sundays in the fall? Wow.
It's not a chore? Can't relate. But be sure to tune in for those in the upcoming weeks. And the draft, Tyler, is a little over 6-7 weeks away. So we got some time to do. We got some analysis to do. We will definitely have another mock draft after free agency kind of trickles off. It opens, I think, March 11th, a week from yesterday, so I apologize. It's March 5th today. So we are excited to get to that. Tyler, is there anything else you want to say before we end this pod?
Just good to be back. Good to be back into the draft mode. We love the draft here, so excited to further explore the intersection of college football and professional football.
You sound like a dissertation, like it's your master's thesis.
In conclusion, and therefore, you're not biased.
This is what we call the Jordan Love effect. Please turn to page 1 of your... all right, here we go. This has been yet another episode of Sideline Judgment. My name is Sergio.
My name is Tyler.
And we are not biased, but go Fins.
Go Jags.
And go Jags.